The rain-slicked streets of downtown Atlanta glistened under neon lights as a woman in a tailored navy suit strode toward the grand glass doors of a luxury hotel she secretly owned. Inside, a clerk eyed her with a mixture of suspicion and condescension. He did not know her name carried the weight of millions in investments. He did not know that every chandelier above his head had been chosen by her hand. What he saw was a black woman arriving alone at midnight. His decision to treat her as an intruder would set off a chain of events that would shatter his career and expose the silent prejudice hiding behind the hotel's polished marble. Nia Jordan built her empire from a single abandoned cafe space in a forgotten corner of the city. Years of 12-hour days and relentless vision transformed that humble start into Jordan Hospitality Group, a powerhouse owning boutique hotels from Miami to Seattle. Her newest jewel, the Crescent, opened just 3 weeks ago. Tonight she returned from a grueling round of investor meetings determined to stay the night anonymously and see the property through the eyes of an ordinary guest. The Crescent was everything she had dreamed. An atrium laced with vertical gardens, subtle jazz humming through hidden speakers, a scent of bergamot drifting across the marble lobby. But as she approached the front desk, a subtle shift chilled the air. The night clerk, a young man named Derek, barely looked up. His posture stiffened as if bracing for trouble. Beside him, another employee exchanged a glance sharp enough to cut glass. Nia offered a polite smile and placed her credit card on the counter. Derek's eyes flicked from the card to her face, then to the lobby door as if expecting someone else. He cleared his throat and spoke with exaggerated patience. "Ma'am, we're fully booked tonight. Guests need reservations well in advance." Nia knew the hotel's occupancy numbers by heart. Only 70% filled. Still, she kept her voice calm, asking if he could double-check. Derek gave a thin smile that was not a smile at all. "Even if we had space," he said, "our policy requires a certain standard. Perhaps another property across town would better suit your needs." The words hung heavy. She heard what he would not say. Her tailored suit, her diamond-set watch, none of it mattered. In his eyes she was a black woman seeking entry into a place he decided was not hers. Nia felt a familiar burn behind her ribs, the slow anger of a lifetime of subtle doors closing. But she also felt something sharper, resolve. She decided to observe before acting. "Could I speak to a manager?" she asked evenly. Derek smirked and claimed the manager was off-site. As she stepped aside, another guest arrived. A white couple in casual travel clothes. Derek's entire demeanor softened. He greeted them warmly, pulled up their reservation, and offered a complimentary upgrade. Nia watched the contrast like a scientist recording data. Minutes stretched. She moved to a quiet corner, pretending to scroll her phone while noting every detail. Staff whispered, glancing her way. Security lingered near the elevators, though she had done nothing to warrant concern. Behind the calm surface of the lobby, Nia's mind worked like a strategist. She remembered each clause of the employee conduct manual she had personally approved. She pictured the discreet security cameras she had insisted cover every inch of the desk. Evidence was being collected without her lifting a finger. Still, Derek doubled down. When Nia approached again with a simple request for a glass of water, he responded with clipped words and visible irritation. He even threatened to call security if she loitered. Outside, thunder rolled over the city. Guests came and went under the glittering awning, unaware of the quiet injustice unfolding at the center of the room. Nia finally dialed a private number. Her chief operations officer, Miles, answered on the first ring. Without revealing her location, she asked him to pull up the night staff schedule and verify surveillance systems were active. He understood immediately. Within 20 minutes, a sleek black car stopped outside. Miles stepped in, raincoat gleaming. Derek's face paled when he saw the executive pass and recognized the subtle emblem of Jordan Hospitality pinned to Miles's lapel. Miles walked straight to Nia, greeted her as Madam Jordan, and turned to the clerk. "Is there a problem with the owner of this hotel checking in?" he asked softly. The lobby fell silent. Conversations froze mid-sentence. Derek stammered, eyes wide, the truth crashing over him. The woman he had dismissed, humiliated, and threatened to remove was the founder and sole majority owner of the Crescent. Miles produced his tablet displaying the reservation system. Vacancy at 30%, he said, voice like steel. Your conduct violates company policy and federal discrimination statutes. Guests watched in astonishment as Nia finally spoke, her tone measured but unyielding. She listed the exact clauses Derek had breached, from guest service standards to anti-bias regulations. Security footage backed every word. The manager, summoned in a panic, arrived breathless. Apologies tumbled out. Nia listened without expression, then delivered her decision. Derek's employment ended effective immediately pending formal review. Mandatory anti-discrimination training would commence across all properties within 48 hours. The power dynamic had flipped in an instant. Derek could only stare as the reality of his actions settled like stone. Nia chose not to gloat. Instead, she requested a simple room under her own name. The staff scrambled to provide it, their deference now edged with fear. As she rode the elevator to the top floor, she reflected on what the night revealed. She could have exposed the incident publicly, igniting headlines and lawsuits. Instead, she planned a deeper response. Over the following weeks, she launched an internal initiative to elevate diverse leaders into management roles, expanding hiring practices and instituting rigorous anti-bias training. She turned a single act of prejudice into a catalyst for structural change. When news of the quiet firing spread through the hospitality industry, it carried a sharper lesson than any press release. Reputation is built not by marble lobbies or glittering chandeliers, but by the dignity granted to every guest. From her suite's panoramic window, Nia watched dawn bleed across the skyline. She wondered how many travelers faced similar barriers without the power to fight back. Her success had shielded her, yet the experience proved that wealth did not erase the scars of racism. Her final thought became the question she later posed to her millions of online followers. If bias can surface even when the owner stands at the door, how many stories remain unheard when no cameras are watching?